Dear Diana, we met the other day at my friend's birthday party. I couldn't help but notice the beauty and the light that you brought into each room. I'm not sure if it was just the drinks talking, but speaking with you for just that moment was like euphoria. I hope we can meet again sometime in the hopes of experiencing that feeling again. From Michael. Dear Diana, it was so nice to run into you again last night. I can tell you're shy, just like me when it comes to clubbing, especially because you're just surrounded by all of those drunk strangers. Though when I'm spending time with you, most of that anxiety seems to just wither away. From Mike. Dear Diana, it's difficult for me to express how I'm feeling towards you, or maybe I do know, but in fact I'm too scared to say anything in fear of ruining our friendship. These past 5 weeks have been filled with a plethora of beautiful moments. The thing I look forward to most is laughing with you about our stupid jokes. The warmth of your presence makes me feel heavenly, and it's almost completely surreal, and yet it's entirely comforting. I wait with anticipation to see you again. Sincerely, Michael. Dear Diana, when we're with each other, it feels as if like we're the only people in the world. I fear it's obvious how I feel about you. I fear you might not feel the same. I remember when we were out to lunch one day and I told you how beautiful you looked and you blushed and you went quiet. Did you go quiet because you were flustered and didn't know what to say? Or did you go quiet because you didn't know how to respond to someone you didn't have a romantic interest in? I'm afraid I don't want to know the answer to that one. From Michael. Dear Diana, I think I'm over those negative feelings I've been having. I'm still confused by how you feel, though I'm learning not to let it worry me. The past couple of weeks have been difficult. It's shameful to admit that I've been feeling insecure about the fact that it can be very difficult for me to open up to most people. It's not shameful, however, that you've been here for me during all of the times that I need to vent. From Michael. Dear Diana, I'm afraid I may have fallen in love with you. Is it bad to have feelings so strongly that you can't control them? I guess that's where the worry comes from. I've been beginning to doubt my own emotions, and I'm not sure how you feel towards me, and I suppose it's unfair to assume anything. Although you make me feel appreciated, and you radiate the most alluring energy, an energy that never seems to die. No matter what's going on, you always bring joy into a room. From Michael. Dear Diana, you're the first person I've ever felt both wildly unsure of and unwaveringly certain of. This is the scariest part about falling for you, and the fact that I have no idea what I'm doing. Mike. Dear Diana, dancing with you in your kitchen last night was beautiful. The way your hands felt in mine felt like I was holding a breath of fresh air. And your lips are so soft, like an ocean breeze. Your kisses are sweet and genuine. When we're together, I feel like all the weight is lifted from my shoulders. From Michael. Dear Diana, it's almost as if we were made for each other, as if we just fit. You understand me and I understand you, and when we lay together and you're in my arms, I just feel whole. Throughout my life I felt empty, as if something was missing. But once I met you, I realized what was missing. And your smile, the way the corners of your mouth curl up, you are just simply gorgeous. You have a laugh that's so distinctively wonderful. It's infectious, and one could hear your laughter across a crowded room and recognize it's you. I can't wait to see you again. Mike. Dear Diana, I understand you've been having a difficult time with your parents. Your father doesn't support your career choice, and your mother makes you feel as though you always have to live up to her expectations. Just know I'll always be there for you. I support you for everything that you want to do or not do, and you've always been there for me. Let me be there for you. From Mike. Dear Diana, you've been quite distant lately, and I can assure you I don't mind if you need some space. I hope you feel as though you can talk to me about anything. We've known each other for about a year now, and I care about you more than you may realise. From Mike. Dear Diana, we've only seen each other twice this month, and I'm worried you may not care for me like you used to. It sounds childish, I know, but I was only just beginning to imagine the possible future we could have together. From Mike. Dear Diana, as my feelings towards you grow stronger, your feelings towards me seem to be growing weaker. Michael. My darling Diana, as the famous Lord Byron said, she walks in beauty like the night of cloudless climes and starry skies, and all its best of dark and bright meet in her aspect and her eyes, thus mellowed to that tender light which heaven to gaudy day denies. This poem perfectly describes how I perceive you, wonderful, beautiful you. Yours, Mike. My love, Diana. 2 years now, and we've begun planning our future together. We'll have a 2-story Victorian-style home right near your parents. We'll paint it eggshell white with a large patio and a big backyard that our 2 kids and Labrador will be playing around in. I'll make sure to get a high-paying job so I can buy you all the jewellery you want and all the toys that our kids will ever need. Yours always, Mike. My Forever Diana, a poem by Peter Gizzi. It feels right to notice all the shiny things about you. About you, there is nothing I wouldn't want to know. With you, nothing is simple, yet nothing is simpler. About you, many good things come into relation. You're always in my heart. Mike. Precious Diana, I wait with anticipation to give you this ring, to ask you to marry me. I will always be yours and you mine. I love the idea of spending the rest of our lives together, and soon this idea will become a reality. I love you, and I'm longing to see you soon. Mike. Diana Rose Esme, age 22, passed away suddenly on the 5th of September 1980. Funeral details to be advised at a later date. Dearest Michael, Diana would want you to know that she was drawn to you from the day that she met you. She'd come home telling her father and I how she'd talked to the most handsome and charming man she'd ever met. Since that night, she never stopped talking about you. She told us how you made her laugh more than she's laughed in her whole life, and she was so afraid that you didn't feel the same way. You made her feel whole. After you both met, she was always smiling. She talked about how much she wanted to marry you and spend the rest of your lives together. We give you our condolences. Diana's father and I are here if you need. Mr. and Mrs. Esme. My dearest Diana, I wonder what we could have been if you hadn't have died. I imagined we would have grown our lives together. When we first met, you were only standing a foot away from me, and now you lay 6 feet away, and it's 6 feet too far. Now you bring light into a place I hope to see soon. I wish I had have sent you all of those letters. Yours forever, Mike.